We all know that life can become very samey, right? For years can go past where same role, same job, same company, same friends, same routine, same commute, same hobbies, everything's the same. And whilst we always don't need to drastically change our life, that's actually not what I would advise, it's little things. Studies have shown that the number one thing to change yourself or better yourself, become a slightly better version of yourself, and therefore create a better version of your life, is travel. It's not the cliche of you go traveling to find yourself, but you definitely find out a lot about yourself. And this video I thought was a really good time to put out because I've just finished my digital nomad and traveling expeditions over the past 2 or 3 years, and now I'm settled back in London in more of a normal way of life. And I just wanted to highlight how travel changes you. And yes, people might be like, oh, it's not a big deal, everyone travels. Everyone does travel these days. It's so easy to travel. We can travel around the world easily. Jump on a flight, go in a hotel, and go to a local restaurant or a bar or whatever it's going to be. You can travel so easily. Traveling, getting outside of your comfort zone and doing different things and immersing yourself in a culture is very different, and that is where the growth happens. So in this video I just want to highlight exactly why travel does better you. So the first thing that travel does to you and really enables you to expand your mindset and open your eyes and your horizon and all that kind of stuff is it breaks the illusion that your current life is the only way to live life. Because when you go to another country, you experience a different culture. You experience how different types of people operate. Some people in Spain, they're going to eat dinner at 10 p.m, have a siesta in the afternoon. Some people in North America, they're going to get up at 5 a.m. and have dinner at 5 p.m. You go to different countries and experience different cultures and different ways of life and how people operate. Second is going deeper into the types of people that you meet. When you're living the same life for a number of years, I don't mean that in a negative perspective. It's just, when you're settled in a place and you have a career and a job, you end up living a relatively similar life, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love routine, I love stability at the moment, all that kind of good stuff. But you're surrounding yourself with the same types of people, the same age groups more often than not because they're your friends, the same people in the same kind of career because you hang out with your work colleagues. But when you travel, you're meeting people that have just graduated university. They're like 21, fresh face, coming straight out of uni, and then you can chat to a 60-year-old who's maybe just got divorced and they're like, life's too short, I'm going to go travel, and they're in a hostel, and you end up chatting with them with all their life experiences. That's the beauty of travel and the different types of people you meet, the different nationalities. You realize how different people in different countries operate. It shows you that your personality is just one personality out of 20, 30, 40, 50 different types of personalities and the way that you operate through life. You could be very outgoing to some people, or you could be shy to others. You could be very loud to others, or you could be very quiet to others. And that's just the beauty of learning different things and different personality traits about other people. The third point, or aspect, I guess, of how travel changes you is a bit of a difficult one to explain, but it's essentially you have a label that is taken off of you. So for example, when you're at home, right, we normally introduce ourselves with what we do for a living. So say I'm head of sales. Okay, you're the sales guy, or you're someone's husband, or you're someone's best friend, or whatever it might be, right? We always have a label of who we are. When you travel, none of that really matters. You don't have a label per se, especially when you're solo traveling. So it's quite a freeing position to be in because it just allows you to then be your personality, yourself, instead of having any labels on you. And then when you don't have any labels on you, you start to just have different types of conversations with different people, more about like life and experiences and what we want to do in life and who we kind of want to be like, you know, what kind of person we want to be. So without these labels that we put on ourselves, you don't have any of that when you're traveling. So you're kind of forced in a way to just be yourself and your personality without any labels attached to you, if that makes sense. Okay, and last point, fourth point, actually kind of 2 points into one, but it's controlled risk and your body learns from action. So with travel, it's up to you to take as much risk as you want, right? Whatever scenario that might be, it might be going to a place, it might be doing a bungee jump, whatever it might be, you're in control of how much risk that you want to take. And the good thing is, taking a risk is quite easy when you travel because it doesn't necessarily have a catastrophic event, unless obviously you get injured or whatnot, or you get mugged or whatever. Yeah, so I guess it could, have quite a catastrophic event. But you know what I mean? You can decide to take the risks. Okay, I'm just going to get a little bit out of my comfort zone, but nothing too dramatic. And that's great, because then you can keep pushing the bar. And then sometimes, obviously, you'll push the bar too high. But you can take controlled risk, really, without any having catastrophic events. Because that event isn't necessarily going to stay with you back in your hometown or whatever, because you're in a foreign country, so you have that controlled risk. And then second point within this is you learn from action, right? So you're never going to learn as much just reading a self-help book or listening to a podcast. Your body and your mind is going to learn from action. It's going to remember the emotion, the feeling, the experience you had in that certain situation, far more than obviously a book or a podcast or a YouTube video would ever have. So you learn so much more from actually doing things. So to wrap this up, I guess when someone says, you know, they've come back as a changed person, might be quite dramatic, but really when you dig a little deeper into it, there's definitely aspects of you that change a hell of a lot when you travel, and especially solo travel as well. So yeah, I thought this was an interesting video. Again, some just reflections in how travel can really just improve you as a person, if done correctly, because of course you can travel very easily these days. But yeah, hopefully that was useful. Any questions, comments, leave them below. Appreciate you watching.